Hi, this week we have an extra video because a few weeks back I finished filling this book. I didn't do it traditionally. I did it in the way of the challenge that Sarah Renee Clark came up with, but it's full. We did it live. It was a ton of fun. I came up with a few characters that I wanted to share with you. So today I have an edited version of that 1 hour challenge in case you just want to see what happened and do it quickly. Okay, so I'm jumping right into the footage of the live. I really didn't want to waste anyone's time, so I started by setting up the stopwatch because I really wanted to keep track of time and be able to finish the challenge in as little time possible. If you have never heard about this challenge, Sarah Renee Clark came up with it, and the idea is to fill the book in about 100 minutes, which means you get about 1 minute to do each of the prompt pages. And this basically forces you to do the first thing that pops into your mind and to do it fast. It's not about it being beautiful, but about pushing your creativity to the limit. And this is a very interesting way to go through a creative prompt book because you do come up with new things that you probably would have never thought about doing. More than that, there's no time for bad ideas when you're in a rush, so the first one you get, you execute, and the execution might surprise you. Limitations and pressure are great for developing creativity, and the fact that I had to think fast helped me to come up with ideas and concepts I would never have otherwise. So I was sort of flying through the pages. I did this frog in the bear costume because I already have a bear wearing a frog costume. See? No bad ideas. Just running with it. As I quickly finished more pages, I got to this one in which we had to fill a lot of the boxes and come up with ideas fast. This was a great one to do on a live because I was really grateful for all the people who were watching and they were giving me ideas to draw. If I had done it by myself, I would have needed at least a few seconds to think about what to put in each box, but the suggestions were coming in faster than I could draw, and that was amazing. The community aspect certainly made this challenge so much fun. After illustrating a word and making a list of my favorite foods, we had another page of random things, and again, it was such great fun to just draw the things that were being suggested. And this is a tiny little moment that somehow became the highlight of the whole live. Someone suggested to draw a monkey, and I thought it would be super random to have him riding on a giant banana. It was badly drawn, but for whatever reason, he kept coming out throughout the book. And basically, he accidentally became the character of the day. You'll see. At that moment, we just moved ahead, and this one was a tough one that I really could not give the attention necessary. Of course, it's really bad, and who wants to see that? So to improve it, I just added a few art supplies around it to symbolize it was me. Another interesting one was when the book asked to create a page, and I had to fill or create a new artwork with torn pages from past artworks. Of course, I did not have all of that at hand or the time to make a beautiful collage, so all I did was get one of the magazine pages I had created art on the past and pasted it into the book. I did also fold it so you could see both sides of what I had created. If you're interested in seeing more of my magazine alterations, please visit my Instagram. I have a lot of videos there that I'm sure you would love. Next prompt asks to create beauty out of ugliness. And because when I drew the monkey, I was not happy at all with how I did it, I decided I could make that ugly monkey into a beautiful and cute one. So I brought it back, this time taking a little bit more time to draw its proportions better and taking more care on where I place its ears and its face to make it look more and more like a monkey. I gave it a nice face and a small chubby body to make it cuter. I did forget to give him a tail, which I was called out for later, but oh well. I also drew the banana again, but this time as an extra character who was also cute with his rosy cheeks. So there, quickly created beauty out of a previous ugly doodle, and the next page asked me to do the opposite, to make something ugly out of something beautiful. So I thought that I would take my beloved panda, Bobby, and I could modify him and create this ugly green panda with huge disproportional legs. Done. The next prompt asks to create a character, and again, I drew one from the suggestions I received. This was so much fun. We landed on a little sleeping dog with a neon pillow. After that bit of fun came a page that was a little tougher because we had to create a tiny book. So I followed the instructions and ripped the page out, cut and glued the mini book together.
Once again, I was asking for help and what to do with the book. There were a couple of ideas, but the one that stood out was creating the story of how the monkey got the giant banana. I chose to go with that one, and I asked my audience for a name, and someone suggested Bunky. The story we came up was that Bunky was walking through the forest, something hit his head, it was a giant banana, and he was wondering where it came from. And then someone suggested that the giant banana was actually the dog's pillow from the previous prompt, and now the dog didn't have a place to sleep on. So I decided this was an alien dog, and the giant banana came from his spaceship. He's a neon dog from a neon planet inhabited by dogs. I mean, for what my storytelling skills are and the time crunch we had, I think it was an awesome story. Next is where things got messy. For drops, I just poured paint straight out of the bottle onto the page, and then I had to do my handprint. So yeah, I grabbed the orange paint again and made a true mess. It was really hard to get the color off my hands without standing up to wash them. Then for creative design, I designed some socks because I love socks. I'm rarely barefoot and I would love one of those sock of the month advent calendars for Christmas. I don't know why socks are supposed to be a sucky gift. They make me really, really happy. To modify characters, I also took suggestions, and we decided to modify Mariah Elizabeth's pickle, and instead of sprinkles, I gave him stripes. Then we made yet another version of our monkey and banana, based on a suggestion to use his banana as a hat. It was really fun to come up with these ideas. I felt super creative, even though I was getting tons of help, and it was nice to roll with any idea, good, bad, or excellent. I mean, I can't really say repurposing the wipe I used to clean the paint off my hands as a shower curtain was brilliant, but I went with it and it was fun. To create whatever, I had a bunch of great suggestions too, including one to draw my daughter's hand next to mine. She was there helping me through this because, of course, I wasn't able to read the comments while I was working this fast, so she was reading the chat out loud to me, and having her there being a part of this was also a great little bonus. There were a lot of prompts that were super to the point, so I could just doodle something quickly or write something out. As we moved forward, ideas came faster. It was really cool. Here for a makeover, I simply thought about turning one of my lucky cats into a panda. And now I think that maybe I should make that idea into a reality. What do you think? Then we ran into another prompt in which I had to draw a lot. This time we had to create a comic strip. And guess who we chose for it? Yep, Bunky and his giant banana and the aliens coming from planet Dogneon, which, as you know now, is a neon planet full of dogs. Aliens were looking to abduct a neon cow, but because they couldn't find one, they were flying around. The dog, who was supposed to be on a lookout for neon cows, fell asleep on top of his plushy banana. So one of his mates thought it would be funny to wake him up by throwing the banana off the ship. The banana fell from the ship down to earth, and as we know, it hit Bunky on his head, and he was very confused as to where the giant plushy banana came from. A few days after, Bunky became best friends with his banana, but the dog missed the banana too, so he took one of the smaller ships down to Earth and he found Bunky just sitting with the banana. The dog was very worried because he knew he couldn't leave evidence of him being at Earth. But when he saw Bunky with the banana, he realized he loved it more than the dog, and it was very special to him. He also knew Bunky would never tell on the inhabitants of Dogneon because he was a monkey who could not speak. So he left the giant banana on Earth for him. The end. Yeah, that was bonkers, but fun. And I've warned you about my storytelling, so moving on, create cuteness. I started by drawing huge cute eyes, and then my English turned off.
Who are these big eyes? ¿A quién le corresponden estos ojos grandes?
Who do these eyes belong to?
Who do these eyes belong to? See, as I speak a lot of English, it starts to fade away, so I need help.
And I needed my daughter's help to translate and to ask everybody who could the eyes belong to. And someone suggested to create a friend for Bunky, and her name is Binky. She was definitely cute. Then we ran into this page that made us discuss a few of the popular trends or fads that we are just done with. I mean, really? Moving on with a lot of fast, crazy pages, And I know this can seem silly or even too simple, but it was really a great exercise on creativity. Your mind just starts responding at the speed that you ask it to. It's amazing. And also, you have to keep in mind, the main goal for these live was to finish the book, but to also keep everyone entertained and interacting. For me, it was truly fun to have the opportunity to chat with everyone and get ideas to, in a way, work together, because most of the time YouTube is more one-sided. I love talking back, and I hope I can come up with another idea to do a live where we can really interact creatively. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Create a pedestal with something unusual on a pedestal. Well, guess what? The first thing that popped into my mind was a banana. I wonder why. Then we created a list of pet peeves. And that was another great moment because I noticed some of the things that I don't like that I thought were kind of crazy. A lot of people share with me. So yay, it was fun to connect. Same thing with the page on which we had to create a translation. We had to write a word in different languages, and I chose dog, and I only knew how to say it in 3 or 4 languages. So everybody chimed in, and we landed on this beautiful page with the word dog in so many different languages. It was very exciting. To create unexpected color, I brought my panda in again and made him out of different mismatched bright colors. And that was an idea that I immediately loved. And I would have never thought about doing that on my own. So now, obviously, I want to create a second version of Bobby that is just so bright and mismatched and happy. But I need to think if I'll do it in clay again, which I suffered through, or maybe it'll be just a drawing. Then after creating an alteration in which I took my boring black printer and made it bright and beautiful, we were done. It felt amazing to finish the challenge and get a few new fresh ideas, but honestly, the highlight for me was creating as a community and knowing you have my back. I felt super special and happy. And that was the condensed version of my Create This Book2 challenge. If you enjoyed it, of course, you can go and check out the entire live if you missed it. If you have any other ideas for interactive stuff we could do together, please share in the comments. And if you want to see more of my characters, I'm going to start revisiting them in my shorts because I want to keep a little box of drawings of all of them so I don't forget about them. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little recap, and I'll see you Friday for our regular video. Have the most beautiful day. Bye!